Welcome to Nexus Gaming. You're joining me in episode 3 of Transport Fever outside of what I think, pardon my phone, as it is alerting me that my Twitch is now live. Anyway, back to what we were doing. This is Kenny Howe. This is Kennywood to Halifax. Halifax to Kennywood. Kennywood to Halifax. Anyway, you join me again outside on pause, as I should undo this so we can do a screenshot in the famous kernel failure screenshot of screenshots. And we will take the screenshot as this little fella passes us on his return voyage to Halifax. Oh, I'm sorry, to Kennywood. There we go, we get that out of the way. And we did paint this train red the last time around. I can't remember why we painted that train red. I think just for variety, so that they're not always zipping around looking brown and whatever their color was that they came out of the depot. Anyway, last time around, we were hauling food from the depot here, to from the hub network, to South Woodham by train and by truck to Halifax. And as you can see, we still have quite a bit of food here for Halifax. I will go ahead and take this opportunity to say I do apologize for the lateness in the video. Some things came up and I did not have any time to get on to make the recording. So here I am right now making the recording for you now, and I will upload it to YouTube as soon as it is finished. And thank you for your patience. Yes, so what are we going to do today? Today, we are going to connect another passenger line, probably Hawley, or whatever this little number is over here, Wombwell. However, we possibly could start oil. We gotta find the oil. Alright, there's two oil refineries right next to each other. Isn't that nice? But where is the oil? Ah, here we go. Crude oil. 3, 4, 4, 5! Crude oil. Right there in the middle. Do we go with crude oil or shall we go with something different? I think it's worth a peek. Maybe if we put it right there. Let's find out. Oh, yes, before I forget, as I was saying for the last episodes, I have made the last 2 episodes rather long, about 2 hours. Starting from today forward, the episodes will probably cut to 30 to 50 minutes, depending on what we're doing and how long it takes us to complete said task. At this point, we will no longer be running on high speed. I mean, we will be running on high speed, but for the most part, we will not be running on high speed any longer. Simply because we have 10 million in the bank with no debt, and there's just no point to continue to run on high speed. Now, want to come from the flattest area. That's definitely not going to work. No, I think it's gonna have to be this one. And we'll do, excuse me, we will do a little terminal number, since there's nothing else coming or going from the refinery here, or from the oil well. I'll connect that up real quick like that. Now let's build the track. We're going to do the medium speed track for this, simply so we can go 124 miles an hour instead of 87. Again, I will build in small sections because it will be cheaper and it is more realistic. These nice little segments are costing me about 7 grand, 6-7 grand a pop. If I was just to slam that from one side to the other where it needed to go, we'd be talking about bridges and tunnels and something within the millions that I just don't want to have to afford. So we're going to either, I think we're going to have to go around that mountain. Yes, we are. We're going to have to go around that mountain because it will be way too expensive to go through at this point. As much as we have $9.78 million in the bank, that money will be gone quickly should we choose to tunnel through that mountain to the other side. I think we're just going to go piece by piece around the mountain. And for those people who wish to have a train flying through their backyard, this town is definitely going to see some of that action. We just keep pushing our track around. Piece by piece, section by section. Oh, and we went too far. Okay, so now we're going to have to come back here and go out this way. Yes, we're going to have to slow down a little bit, but that's okay. Slowed down more than I would have liked. As a matter of fact, we're going to keep go ahead and just take that at 75. No big deal. It's just a corner by the road. We definitely don't want to fly off the road into oncoming traffic and kill some poor souls. We'll just accept that for what it is. Now the oil. That's a long route, if I say so myself. It is a little more pricier, but that's because we're going a little longer in sections, and also because we're going slightly uphill. This is going to have to be deleted. There's that autosave because we're still in the testing phase. This is going to take a year at least for this train to make one delivery. We're going to have to really put some power on this train that's hauling this crude oil, because if we don't, not only is it going to take forever to get up to speed, but it's also going to take forever to deliver to its destination, which may cost us more money than profit. And if that is the case, we may have to, I don't know, we'll have to figure something out with the line. It's a nice little bridge. Question is, alright, there it is, right there. I was going to say, question is, how much further do we have to go? But we ain't got to go much further at all, because it is right there. Pardon me. Well, I think it's this one that we got to connect up to. Oh no. Can't be having that. That was totally the wrong track. I wondered why it looked a little different, a little funny. Alright, oh, yeah. Alright, now that that's connected, we can, for you people who like the smooth, I'm going to smooth this out, simply just to make it look better. Not necessarily because I like the smooth, but more commonly that I don't like it looking really bad. And the smooth is the way to make it look better. Like that. I'm going to do that to all of these hills that look natural. No engineering defects. Flatten out a few more. Where are we going with this? Flatten this out. And then we can delete this. There's the fuel. This means we need a depot. We're going to use this little number right here because the reason I like these so much is because I can fit them in little tiny places like this that you wouldn't normally be able to fit a depot. And I think that's just wonderful. Because I can put it right here. And as much as the station expands out that way with tracks, this will never have to move. Oh yes, we gotta create a line first. This line is going to be, obviously, if you have not seen any of my other videos online, crude. Just crude, not crude oil, not crude stanch, not crude starch, not crude corn, just crude. Crude just tells me that that is crude oil being delivered by train. No road freight, no train freight, nothing needed, because I have played the game through so many times, and this is just my adopted strategy. It's all capitals, and for towns and stuff I borrowed from other YouTubers like Skystorm and Kernel Failure and Slim Gaming, whereas we'll use like Kenny Howe, like the Express, where we put Kenny, KENI // and that tells me that that is a passenger train. This by itself tells me that this is a crude oil train. And that's how we're going to know exactly where we need to be. So this is station 1, picking up from here and delivering down to here for crude oil. Now we're going to buy us a nice train. As much as that only does 37 miles an hour, I think it's going to be this one, because even though it only does 37, we're going to put it in a nice nice green color. Oh no. We can do a crude color, that works. And then we're gonna take these, and there's 7, so there's 1, 2, that's 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. We'll take 56. And we'll put it on the crude line. Now I'm going to speed this up ever so quickly to get it out of the depot so that I can turn it around to hit there, so that by the time, once it hits there, it'll give the refinery or the oil well the notion that, hey, a train was just here and was talking about how it was supposed to deliver oil, but you know, you didn't have any. So now we can put this, it's on ×2 speed. We won't go haywire with it. We'll actually enjoy this train on its maiden voyage. Here, we'll even slow it down to 1. Get a nice look at that. Wow, that's handsome. It's a crude oil color too, and it doesn't look too bad. Listen to that whistle. Now it's too bad that you can't select. Oh, there's 2 engineers on this train. Usually there's just 1. Maybe that's the update. Maybe someone is driving while someone is shoveling coal. I mean, that would be logical. Usually there is a conductor and an engineer, not just an engineer. Anyway, you still can't select the engineer to be on the train, which, you know, we still have the GoCam Pro on the front of the train if we want to look at it that way, which we actually might do that for this run. I will let you sit back and enjoy this maiden voyage of the oil train, and I will take a swift break, and I shall return momentarily. So, I apologize for the delay. As much as I left you to watch this crude oil train on its maiden voyage, it appears to still be on its maiden voyage. As I was saying when we were building the station and the track, this is a mighty long route. Which is actually a good thing, because later in the game, when we are connecting multiple towns with fuel, we will require more oil, which will require us to upgrade this train to a more powerful engine and more powerful freight cars. In addition, we will be double tracking this and sending 1 or 2 or maybe even possibly 3 crude oil trains up and down this line, providing fuel for the factory, in which we will no doubt deliver most of that by train. And as you can see, we are coming up on the first town, as we mentioned in the video earlier, that people who wish to have a freight train flying through their backyard, this town is definitely sure to see some kind of action along those lines. Being that this town will probably grow this way as well as outwards and everywhere else toward these tracks, and I will have to build tracks over them. And so we will have trains going through, quite literally, people's backyards. As we make up the final part of this route up to the oil refinery, we should pick up a whopping load of 56 crude oil barrels waiting for us. As much as they won't be barrels on this train, because they are being hauled in tank cars. Whereas later in the game, we may possibly see another oil foundation on the other side of the map supplying very few, maybe 3 or 4 towns, and we will use something that actually carries barrels. Or maybe we'll do it by truck, because that most assuredly carries barrels. My, this is a long route. Let's go to follow view for the end of this route. We have the GWR 4403252 available. The British tank wagon carries fuel only, a stake car, and another oil tanker, which probably carries around 15 and moves at a speed of about 60. Still faster than any engine or locomotive that we have at this time. We've got $9.14 million in the bank. Correction, we have $8.72 million in the bank, as the end of the month just rolled around and took the money from us. This train is costing us $472,000 a year, and the value is $2.73 million a year, with 612 horsepower, a rating of mediocre, power rating of mediocre, a loading speed of 8.0, and a top speed of 37, which undoubtedly we will see as 38, because the train wishes to go 1 mile an hour faster than the developers decided, hey, you're not going to go faster than this, and that engine said, are you sure? Watch this. We have finally made it to the oil tank factory. And now we are heading back. Alright, let's take a look at something else, shall we? We've got a lot of livestock waiting here. 379 livestock waiting. How much does our train carry? 84. Definitely not enough. I'm gonna have to upgrade that. So let's wipe this out. And as much as... oh, we have this. As much as I want to put this on the line, I am definitely going to put this on the line. This is the Great Western 4403252 that we just saw that unlocked at the beginning of the year. How nice is that? Okay, so that goes 50 miles an hour. This goes 50 miles an hour and carries 7. This is 50, carries 12. We're going to go with, I think, 10. We'll go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We'll do 100. That's 10 cars. That's more cars than we're carrying now. We will replace now. It will cost $2.87 million. My goodness. We're making about 1.27 million a year on food. It's definitely time to upgrade that. Let's see if we can upgrade the cars. We've got the steam lorry. Let's use those because they're a mite bit faster. Actually, they're not. We're not going to use those. Because... yeah, we're not going to use those. Those are slower than these. And we have no livestock, so as much as we have no livestock, that will give this a chance to dwindle down. Because there's only 26 stored. Let's take a look at our passenger lines. Well, there's no train here. It's because it just left. Or actually, it's on its way back. I stand corrected. It is on its way back. My favorite disc signals that we no longer have because the game took them away from us. I think that there should be a mod where the signals don't have an end year. Just like everything else doesn't have an end year. So modders, if you are watching this or have any interest in this video at all, please consider making a mod with signals with no end year. I would love to use the disc signals throughout the whole game and never have to use electric. Because the disc signals just look so nice. I mean, oh, look at that. Gonna wait for it to turn green. There it goes. Look at the animation. Wanna ride in the tunnel? Let's ride in the tunnel. As much as this is a nice tunnel that doesn't mess with your head. The old tunnels, and when the game first launched, looked like brick walls, and you were flying past brick walls, and it really did a number on your head. Made you dizzy and all sorts. Well, this is a nice little view coming out of the forest on the other side after exiting the tunnel, just before arriving to the station in this smashing, growing little town of Lydney. I don't think we're going to get to the passenger connection today. However, did I not build one there? No, I sure did not. Anyway, we are going to go around. Correction, we are going to go through the mountain, over to here, to Sandy, and then connect back up to Halifax. And that will drive a little circle demand of passengers from those two towns back to here and then ship them off to here and to that way. We've got the oil train in progress. He's carrying 56 on board, traveling at a speed of 37 miles an hour. Will he get to 38? Nope, because he's got a full load, so it's restricting him to his 30. Oh, nope, it did make it to 38. Yeah, there you go. What do you think about that, developers? I've noticed that a few of the engines have done that. They have just totally disregarded that you have said, oh, you are going to stop at this top speed, and have said, yeah, watch this, and have gone like 2 or 3 miles faster than their top speed. That is the game telling you that you are not letting us go fast enough. As much as this train probably only did 37 miles an hour back in its time, it's just not having it. We've got 48 of 48 on board, making us 825,000 a year. This is that red number, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We're gonna call this train the Beast. the beast. Because it's red and black. And reminds me of a beast from the netherworld. Alright, let's check on passenger lines. Maybe we could use another car on here. Ooh, they got 20 waiting there. We got 12 waiting there. How many is waiting here? My goodness. These the land hours? Is there something better now? Nope, the land hour is still the best that we've got. So, we're just going to buy a few more and put them on the Hell Transit line. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. That's 18. And Hell Transit, go. That'll help move the demand of passengers around a bit. Especially from this station, or this stop and this stop. 20 passengers waiting at that stop. 17 at that one. Going to need better vehicles soon. Oh my goodness. We've got a lot waiting here. One, 2, 3, 4, we'll say 5. That's 30. And that's South Transit. So we've got a lot waiting, especially right here. 25 waiting. 15 waiting. 16 waiting. 16 wait. Yeah. We've got a lot of people waiting. That one looks okay. That one's definitely okay. We just put a couple on there. We just put a couple on there. And this one looks okay. As much as that's a tram system anyway. We have this thing yet. Oh, it looks like he paid off. What'd you pay us? 1.19 million in profit. But that's going to change because as much as he's only a small train and not costing very much, it's still taking a full year, or probably a full year to make one round trip. So, but we're still making more than it's worth. He's already paid for himself. Congratulations, young man. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up for this time. If you've enjoyed this one, leave a like, and please subscribe and help support the channel. I can only do this if I have the support from you wonderful viewers. Next time around, we will continue to get more fuel. We will continue to actually get fuels lined up and started to head out into the towns. As of right now, we are just building up the crude oil in the refinery to build up the stockpile so that we have something to draw from while the trains run back and forth delivering the oil. Anyway, I have been Nexus Gaming, and I will catch you next time. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.